What is this? Well, what I was doing this morning was I was cleaning out the garden. These are the Marguerite daisies. You could see that it had grown. Well, these are perennials, so usually I thought they need to be replaced every couple of years. Well, this one's been around for more than 20. So what happened was it set branches and it started to root. Well, the branches kind of got long and it hit the ground and set root. So I need to take these out and save only the mother plant. Now I'm back in the studio, and what we're going to try to do is to see if we can make potential bonsai out of this. I'm not sure if I ever seen anybody make bonsai out of Marguerite daisies, but you know me, I've never been stopped by somebody not doing it. So I got a whole lot of plants here. I'll give it a shot. This is going to be a very messy job, so I probably only will show you, this is the before and then after. Remember I said I wasn't going to show you the steps when I'm doing this? Well, I'll show you why. There's dirt flying all over the place. Just a very messy job. So I'm gonna have to get this cleaned up and then pot them up. And then I'll show you individual trees. I'm not in front of the camera for a reason. I'm just as messy as this floor. You know, bonsai is not always the nice, clean, neat job. It's certain times like this, we got a lot of dirt flying. It took all morning to get this done. There's a lot of work. I think total I have 19. And some will make it, some may not. Be thankful that I didn't show you all the steps I went through with all this, or else you'll be watching a 2-hour, very boring video. These, if they make it, they have potential. Like this really tall one could be interesting, but if possible, I'd like to bring those down. And then same with these others. They have great potential, but much too tall. But I need to get them to back bud, so I have something more realistic to work with. I did pick out a few I want to show you in detail. Well, one, it didn't want to fit on the table because I said I had like 19 of them altogether. This one could be interesting. I'm thinking of taking 2 out. Can you figure out which ones I'm thinking of taking out? See this one, right? If we cut it off here, and this other one that's kind of doing the same thing, what will happen is the remaining 3 is going in that direction. And I think it'll probably look better. But I didn't want to get in there and do that because it's too early. When you have a project like this, you have to take it in stages. Right now, I thinned out the top so they could survive. So the first step is to get it to survive and then to thrive. Once they get to the point where they're growing vigorously again, then do these next steps. So these others, I'm waiting for them to back bud so I could shorten them up before getting started. So that's all we're doing. No use trying to put too many shapes on it yet because we don't know whether it's going to make it. So first order of business. We got to get these to survive, and then hopefully we'll get it to thrive, and then we'll start the healing or the styling process. This one here kind of came out interesting. It's something that I tend to do, but this one was natural occurring. So I could see working with this one here. I think this may be one of my favorite, but you know, I think I've been saying at this stage, don't fall in love because we don't know if it's going to survive yet. So let's hope that it survives, and then we know that it's thriving, then we'll get started on the actual design. But this one is almost all there. There's a few more changes, and I think, yep, this could be a good one. Look at this one here, big trunk. Now, as I get going, that big stub that's going straight up will be recut. But it's no use getting started yet. I want to make sure that this whole thing survives and it gets fully rooted before I start cutting. When you try to cut those big ones like that, it shakes and can damage your roots. So make sure that it's well healed and well in its way of recovery. So I could see this one having a great potential too. This one is, oh, this is the way it came out. I could see some interesting styles with this one here. Probably would reconfigure the planting. I want to probably slant it more at this point to the right. But like I said, this one has to recover like all the others, and once it's fully recovered, we'll get started on the actual styling process. Just in case some of you have already noticed this sitting on the cart, and I said do not start the styling process. Well, it kind of looks like I'm styling. In a way I am, but this one had such a weak rooting structure, it wouldn't stand up. So the stake was needed to keep him upright. And so since I had to use the stake anyway, I put some more curvature up on top. The lower part already had the curvature, so I kind of mimicked it on top. So yeah, this is in a way styling, but it's not. So hopefully you got something out of this. I try to keep it short because we don't know whether these going to make it or not. And I think more valuable would be in the next month or so that comes around. Well, these are the Marguerite daisies, so that they bloom towards the spring. So if I could get the shape on it before the end of the year, it should bloom for us next year. So anyway, that's the goal for this project. I'm not sure if anybody's even attempted to do a daisy like this, but since I was in need of preparing that area for re-landscape or addition of more color, I thought, oh, what the heck, I'll give it a shot. Anyway, so we're going to learn together whether these will make it. Would they survive the transplant? 1. 2, would it really come out to look like a decent bonsai? At least on my part, I'm not sure. Maybe some of you have already tried it, and so you already know the answer. But for the rest of you, just hang around and we'll see what happens to these together. So we are starting off today with 19. So in the spring, if I show you 15, then you know what happened. Okay, so this is Hiro saying goodbye. I'll see you again real soon in another chapter.